let's see how the WB marketed this show at the time.
Next Tuesday.
Gran died.
What?
We have to plan this funeral.
I'm done with anything having to do with that woman. Want a drink?
They're a little muddy.
Wow, it's her name, but it's my name too. I delivered Gran's clothes, but I forgot underwear.
Gran's going commando.
All new Gilmore Girls next Tuesday on the WB.
The two clips they show of Richard are just him crying for split seconds. They're like, oh, he doesn't appear in this episode, don't even worry about it.
You're like a 14-year-old girl in 2003. You're like, an old man crying twice? I gotta tune in.
Mom, set the TiVo.
So Trix, this one's for you. We love you.
Mom, look who's here.
Who?
Well, look.
If I wanted to look, I would look. I haven't looked, therefore you must draw your own conclusions.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it.
You rented your house to Korn.
That's so cool.
They were fine tenants, took wonderful care of the place. They planted some lovely tulips in the front yard. I have no desire to spend an entire day with plants. Emily, I'm not a bee.
My mother's a very special woman, isn't she?
You talk about me like I'm dead.
Oh, you're never going to die. You're too stubborn.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong and what's small turn to
One last ride.
One last round.
I debated putting that on, but I thought that might be
Trix would have
important.
loved Wiz Khalifa.
Now, should we go into your thing?
I think we should.
Okay.
I want to say a few words as this happens, just because Trix is one of my favorite characters. She means a lot to me, and I'm really saddened to see her go.
So guys, get reverent. This is gonna happen.
When we first met Trix, she was introduced as the third Lorelai, and in my heart, she was always the first. There's no second or third. It's just Trix, and it's sad to see her go because it means that she won't be lighting up our faces anytime soon. Richard is sad with the passing of Trix, and so am I. I just feel my heart has a great heaviness to it, almost sort of a thud. But it's weird because it's also weightless. Like there's something missing. There's something missing from my heart, and that's Trix. And we're never gonna see her again, and it's a bit much. But I think that if there were anything I could say to Trix if she were still here, it's that we can't forget you. We'll never forget you. We know you and we love you, and you're just one of the greatest things that's ever happened to us. So even though you're not physically with us here tonight, Trix, you're here in our hearts and in our minds always. You'll never die with us, Trix, because you're far too stubborn. Rest in peace to Lorelai, Trix Gilmore, Lorelai the First, in our hearts, in our minds, and in songs. Thank you.
So let's get into that now.
Gwen, you take Rory's piece on the new parking rules, okay?
My month lasts a month, your month lasts 3 days. Yes, sirree, folks, that is my life.
Okay, now watch Miss Patty in the window. She's just standing there, waiting to come in. Look at that. And then she goes in.
Oh, Kurt, good. I've been...
We want to pay tribute to some of the other fallen heroes on this show.
What is this?
We're going to play a little clip.
I love surprises.
Gran, may I ask?
Go ahead, honey. Ask me anything you want.
Well, what happens to the place if forever isn't quite forever?
I don't understand, dear. All I know is that I can't sell the place.
Oh, no, I don't mean selling it. I mean, you would keep it forever, but what happens once you're no longer in the position of physically controlling the property?
How could that be?
Well, if you,
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong and what's small turn to
1897, where'd you get that number from?
That was, fashion. Yay, okay. Let's see that beautiful bow tie footage.
Roll that beautiful footage.
This was so close to a Jim Halpert look into the camera. I was really into it when I screen capped it.
What was this in reaction to? Not having to go to the dinner?
Or something about like the snails that Lorelai had to eat or something.
Oh, right. I don't want to eat the snails.
Yes.
Oh.
So obviously on
Does
point.
the maid tie his tie? Is that what we're led to believe?
But it'd be
Because Emily said that she sent the maid home. So is that why?
Maybe he's just. I mean, reasonably, I think it's just he's too flustered to remember anything. So he's just like, oh, I don't know how to.
You think the death of his mom pushed the memory of how to tie a tie out of his
The
head?
death of his mom pushed the memory of the fact that he doesn't open the door for himself, apparently. Because he opens the door and she's like, why are you opening the door? And she's like, oh, duh, it was ringing.
Point out doors to him. Also in this scene, I just want to point this out. I think Lorelai's favorite superhero is Batman because that pattern across her shirt is the Batman logo, I think.
It also looks like one of those bandoliers that like Machete wears.
Yeah, she looks like Machete.
Yeah.
Emily looks great.
Robert Rodriguez has said that Lorelai Gilmore was a big influence on
Without
Machete.
Gilmore Girls, Machete in space just wouldn't be.
Machete.
Machete.
And then you got this little pink number Rory's wearing. All right.
Yep, it's pink.
It kind of looks like, does it look like almost like the stripes on her are kind of like a tuxedo shirt?
Yeah, they look like
almost.
ribbons.
Yeah. Again, this is three straight dudes talking about fashion. I don't know how insightful we're gonna be.
Her clothes are like crazy.
Let's talk about this. Marilyn, baby.
Also known as Reba.
Yeah. she looks like Reba. She's Reba.
She is. In my head.
I'm Reba.
I know my life is changing fast.
She's got.
I know the Reba theme song.
She's got like a scarf shawl with little flowers draped over her, some jewelry.
You have no idea how excited I was when she turned up because not only was I like, she's not dead, but I was also just like, this is so different than Trix. I'm so like in love with Marion Ross. She's
Oh yeah,
great.
we'll get into it later with a
She
little.
really wants those bar glasses.
Yeah,
She
she's
does.
super into the bar glasses. Of course, how can you beat it?
Like a sensei.
Maybe I googled this robe and tried to wear it for this show. maybe I did. I don't know.
I assume they were sold out.
Yeah, yeah, because of this live show. And then this outfit makes a reappearance. This was
Yeah.
in like 404 or 5 or
Alice in
something.
Wonderland.
The Alice in
The
Wonderland.
Queen of Diamonds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think she looks great. Although her hair, how do we feel about her hair?
There was a single
Very
love it and a
divisive hair.
single-
Yeah. Boo if you don't like her hair.
Now boo if you love her hair. Yeah, that's the most positive boo
I've never
ever
heard so many people they didn't boo, they just said boo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Boo. It's
The
like,
ghosts are back.
boo. Boo. With quotation marks around it. I feel like this was a very, what was this, 2003, 2004?
2004.
This is a very period look, I feel like.
Yeah,
It's
well-
tough to sort of like pinpoint this era in fashion, but I feel like this was very in. It was a lot of diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were obsessed with diamonds in 2004.
We couldn't get enough. Four
And then-
sides, 04.
And then this, I just kind of thought she looked like an ice queen or something right here. I wanted icicles to come out of her wrists or something. I love the
Unseen.
blues. I love everything.
Scarface.
Scarface?
Scarface.
Like Al Pacino?
Yeah.
How?
Just lapels and.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what to say. I got nothing to say. Scarface. That's what I see.
There's a mountain of cocaine just off screen.
Not feeling that tie or that shirt. Anyone Team Digger in here? All right.
Which is weird because I wanted to say earlier, this is the first episode where Digger says something where I'm like, that's very Lorelai of you. When he says that, like, I don't do consoling people, I just make a bad joke and it makes everything worse. And then Lorelai puts a Hello Kitty bracelet on her dead grandmother.
I do think they are trying to play him up more as a like foil to Lorelai. Like he has these weird quirks that aren't the same quirks as she has, but it's almost like she's forced to be like deal with somebody that's as sort of like flippantly dismissive in an incredibly charming way. I think particularly on Lorelai of like a lot of social conventions, and he's that.
But he's
and
such
so
a-
it's like is he like just her enough, or is he like to her? For them to get along.
He's to her because he's her to the degree of like a serial killer. Like he lives alone, can't sleep with another person, has a depressed dog.
Yeah.
You think he has like a girl with the dragon tattoo dungeon underneath his fabulous?
I think he has
apartment?
just a solid white room that he kills people in and then polishes it clean every night.
Next slide.
What's happening? Am I about to hit a
This Rory looks like, I mean, it fits because of where she is, but she kind of looks like a little girl reporter in middle school. Like, I'm gonna solve the case of the missing parking lot.
I think it's a kicky, fun look for summer.
I concur.
It's a hot summer look.
Hot summer look. And then, of course, I want to get into what Nicole's wearing right here.
This does look a bit Swamp Thing to me. It says, I just emerged, and now this?
And now here I am.
I imagine in the argument she was like, I can't take it anymore, and just ripped open her shirt. And I was like, I'm gonna go home and change.
She is about to tell Jon Snow that he knows nothing.
Her code is like a Natalie Imbruglia song.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Torn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we know any other song. Of course it's Torn.
And then, of course, Miss Patty and Kirk. Kirk's got pattern clash.
Diamonds, I'm telling you guys.
It is. It's diamonds again.
Yeah.
Good grief. And Miss Patty killed a butterfly and put it on her person.
She's got like a Tiny Tim coat, like a Scrooge. It's real cold outside. And then I also killed the butterfly coat.
And of course, the one that's like on all of our minds. Of course, Shannon.
Love the piping. You go be in Tron.
She looks like a soldier in Barbie's army. I feel like.
Do you feel like the costume designer for this show listens to this podcast and is like, is there any other department that worked on this show that you go through their work frame by frame? We're never like, oh, the peas were kind of popping in the sound mix in this scene.
The lighting.
I'd be furious if I were them.
Oh, that's our sound segment.
So concerned in the back.
And then, of course, the classic ensemble.
Why do we ever talk about Luke's? He wears the same two clothes. And like they just flip the colors in post.
This is. Oh, you think? Wait, so you think he's wearing like a green screen shirt and they just change it and tint it to be whatever they need it to be for that episode?
They're just like, look, he's not changing. He refuses. He fits him well. He likes the blue hat, but we're changing everything in post.
Scott Patterson said, "I'll wear one shirt and that's it."
Visual effects.
I think we should do visual effects next time. And I think
didn't like the look of Gollum in this episode.
And then, of course, in this scene, I feel like
come on,
the gentleman on the right. It's a nice
again
shirt.
with the diamond.
I said that was a weird smile that Rory had on her face. You didn't think it was that weird?
I mean, I'm looking at it from the weirdest angle, but no, I didn't think of it.
Listeners, hashtag weird smile if you felt like the smile was weird.
Get it, Trent.
Stunning.
Well, let's just. I don't want to pick it apart.
Tell me you're an idiot, I beg you.
I have my moments. How's that?
And you, miss, am I possibly...
That's the smile that you have when you're sort of being patronized by a relative that you barely know.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Before we do that, we need to pay tribute to another fallen hero.
We got so many fallen heroes in the show.
Mom, you better come.
Honey, what's wrong?
It's Cinnamon.